Yes, good morning, Joshua. Nice to meet you here.
Meet you,
Yeah.
Delphine. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Yes, I don't know what time you have over there. What time you have?
It's 3 p.m., past 3 p.m., so it's actually afternoon,
All
but I
right,
understand that
so
you're in
that's
the
great.
US.
So, yeah, Joshua, I'm happy to meet you here. Welcome on this
Thank you.
YouTube channel. We do share worldwide opportunities, including jobs and remote jobs, worldwide opportunity, job in Canada, job in UK, anything which can help our African community. We do share here on this YouTube channel. Yes, so we welcome you. So let me tell a little bit my audience that your name is Joshua. You will be introducing yourself in a minute, but I'm going to give you a heads up of what we'll be talking about in today's video because I want you to have this kind of image of what we'll be talking about. We have these jobs in UK. Joshua is in UK right now. Okay, so he got a job in UK all the way from all the way from Nigeria. Yes, that is very exciting. That's why he's here to share with us his experience. Okay, we'll ask him his experience and what motivates him to do in this kind of jobs, searching and stuff like that. And also how hard was it to get a job, and a little bit about the things helped him to get this job. All right. So, Joshua, welcome. You may go ahead and introduce yourself. I know you have a YouTube channel. You can share with us the name of the channel as well, because we'll not have you always here. So, if you can tell us everything and elsewhere we can find you apart from today.
Okay. Thank you very much, Delphine.
All
Uh,
right.
that was very generous. Hi everyone. My name is Joshua Matthew. I am a Scrum certified product owner. I work as a product manager at Welcome Sangha here in the UK. And Welcome Sangha is a research institute for genomics research, to be more specific.
Yeah.
And I work with software engineers and scientists to help enable the scientific research that is being done at the institute. I have a background in physics with electronics, if you can imagine, and I moved into software engineering. I did a bit of data analytics at some point, and I worked in several industries: telecommunication, financial, technology, home services, and a couple of others where I worked as a product owner, co-founder in the startup ecosystem. If I'm not working, I am busy playing the piano, like you can see on my background, or doing a podcast, which Delphine has mentioned. Yeah, so my podcast is around data analytics, which I've started in 2020, where I talk about how to become a data scientist and share some nuggets. I also run a podcast on product management, which I've just started this year, where we share experiential opinions around topics in the product management space. So if you're interested, you could head over to Joshiverse, as spelled on my name appearing on the screen. I would also share the link with Delphine to put maybe in the description or on the
Exactly.
screen for those that are interested. And lastly, I talk about career development and personal development. If you've got any need for that, you can find some of my um, content on Joshiverse on YouTube, and you can find me on LinkedIn by searching my name, of course.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much. I like the piano thing. Actually, I studied piano, but I couldn't make it,
Uh,
I really like it. I enjoy music. Yeah, that's a good thing. Okay, Joshua, thank you so much. You have a very good and big CV, I can say, and big title right now because you are working with a very good company, big company in UK, and I give you congratulations for that. You worked for it, okay? And you are going to share with us about that. So let's dive into the video right now. Tell us a little bit about what motivated you to to start even thinking, I'm going to find a job in UK, okay?
yeah, for me, I think it's about building capacity Yeah, while I was in Nigeria, I was working for a multinational that is quite a huge deal in the telecom industry. But I realized that I was going to need more to do more and be more, if that makes sense. And so I looked into international landscapes. How do I get into that space and make more impact? And so I kept searching. I applied to several jobs, remote jobs, on-site jobs, hybrid jobs, and I was lucky enough to be able to clinch the current one that I'm working at. So I was motivated by the need to put more impact into the world on a global scale.
Yeah. That's a great motivation, guys. Because I wanted to hear people think that go to the internet seeking a job, you don't know people. It's kind of scamming. You will meet scammers, and they are not interested even to go out there, even if they have all qualification. They think like, I think all those online things, remote jobs. You said you were seeking for remote jobs, and then now you have even a job in UK. So, and what do what can you tell people who think that internet go seeking job on internet is something where you can meet scammers? And that's the thing. I know scammers are out there, but what can you tell people who think in that way?
Yeah, I would say there's no doubt. If there is a fake to
Mm-hmm.
something, it only tells you that there's an original, right? So if people are scamming people with jobs on the internet, it only goes to say that there are actual legit jobs on the internet.
Jobs.
So you just need to be able to detect the patterns for these scam sites and shy away from it. When you say legit job, so the simple hack is when you say job posting, try to dig deep into the company. Don't even just go through the website like the link you saw on the internet. You
Mhm.
can take the name of the company and do a Google search and check the company out. Then go on LinkedIn, do a LinkedIn search with the company name. You would see people who are working in that place, right? That
Yeah.
is your first level of validation to say this is a legitimate company. The
Mm.
next thing to do is to reach out to one or two persons and
Mhm.
just ask them questions around the company just to get an inside view
Mm.
of what is being done in the company, so you get a context to the company and of course authenticates the company knowing that it is legitimate. Otherwise you can just get stuck in a rabbit hole going from pillar to post on websites and get into scam sites where they tell you job postings that are actually fake using the actual company's logo and everything about the company, but the application or the job post itself it's fake. So what you can do for yourself is copy the name of the company, do a
Mhm.
Google search, take
Mhm.
that same name, go to LinkedIn and search for the company, reach out to real people who work in the company and ask questions. That way you can validate and be sure that you're not being scammed. Then you put in your application. Easy peasy.
Yeah. That is very good idea, and you are helping people right now because some people think like it is not possible, but right now, I like your advice. That will help many people on this YouTube channel or elsewhere. We'll be sharing. So, and did you had some friends who had this experience of getting remote jobs that you were looking for?
Yeah, when you say remote jobs, I assume they are back in Nigeria and they're working for a company elsewhere. If
Mhm.
that's the case, yes, I've got friends that are working for different companies in Europe, in US, and are still working for different companies, even in the Middle East, and are back in Nigeria. These are legitimate jobs like software engineering, DevOps job, product management, whatever you can think of, and it's going very fine for them. So yeah, I can assure you that it's possible to get a remote job and be in your local community as long as you've got access to power, access to internet. That's all you need, and a proper work to like your laptop and all that. I think you can always get a remote job. You just have to put in your best foot in the application.
Okay. Thank you so much, Joshua. Another challenge we have here is that it's really stressful and it can take forever until you get that job. How long did it take you to rent this job you have right now?
Mm, that's a very good question. I think for every application at all, whether it be it a scholarship, school application, job application, you are bound to get rejection emails, right? They'll tell you, unfortunately, oh, so sorry, we cannot take you up at this time. You just get a lot of sad news. So I see them as love letters. Like, yeah, okay, that's one of those things. Over time, you develop thick skin, right? So for me, I stopped counting how long it even took me because I just assumed that's part of the journey. So if I get a rejection email, I take feedback. What can I do better? How do I improve my chances for my next application? Right. And once I'm able to do that, I remodel my CV, my resume, or look at my cover letter. What can I do better to present myself well? Because the key point here is you need to be able to sell yourself, right? You could be competent as anyone else in the room, even better. But if you're not selling yourself, nobody will buy into your idea or want to hire you. So it takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of endurance. You would get rejection. Let nobody even lie to you. You would get rejected in many of these applications. But what you should know is that it is your application that was rejected, not you. And so you need to stay on course, keep innovating on yourself, in reinventing yourself as well. Because sometimes people are very laid back. They assume they have all the skill set and all, so they are not even worried. You should keep developing yourself and making sure that you're improving and selling that idea well to your potential employers. Yeah, for me, it took me a long time, but here we are. It's just 1 year you need or two, and then
Yeah,
everything becomes story.
and like 1 or 2 years and see how the thing's gonna be. And let's move on our um next topic and next side for today. We are going to talk about what are the things you have used, like including maybe your CV, including your cover letter and stuff like that. I know you are very experienced in these cover letter things, CV and everything. On your YouTube channel, on your podcast, you do share whatever you have, whatever you know about all that. And we want our audience to know the things that you can use in job seeking.
Yeah, so like you rightly mentioned, I think you're by the way, I have, like you have said also, I have an episode about cover letter, writing excellent cover letters. So if you've got time, you can go check it out on my YouTube channel. But to summarize it down, your cover letter is your first impression, not your CV. Because and you should always know this when a job application is out there and they have not specified that you should add a cover letter, please add a cover letter.
Mm-hmm.
We make that mistake of saying, oh, they've not asked us to add a cover letter, so I'm going to send my CV or my resume in. Do you know how many resumes are coming in? Your cover letter is meant to serve as a summarized package and representative of who you are. It
Mm-hmm.
is going to explain all of what you've written in your CV, right? Saying the impact. So look at it this way. The cover letter says who you are, where you've been, what you can do, and how you can transfer those skills to help your company that you're applying to. So every employer is going to employ you just for one reason, that is for you to add value to them, and they will pay you for that value. So you need to be able to speak for yourself through the cover letter to say, look, I've got these experiences, I've got these skills, I've been able to make these giant strides of accomplishment in my past place of work. And I know this role that I'm applying for. I know what I can bring to the table. And this is exactly how I intend to add value to your company. That's what a cover letter does for you. Most at times, a resume is more like a catalog of things you've done in the past. It doesn't say anything about what you're going to do in the future or with that company, to be specific. Even in your professional summary, you're just going to talk about some objectives and all, that's it. But in your cover letter is where you are going to give something like a statement of purpose, where you're telling them, this is how I'm looking to add value to your company. This is why I am the most suitable candidate for this job. And this is why you should hire me. So your cover letter primarily is your first impression. Then have a well-detailed CV that has only essential information on them. You don't want to have too many things that are distracting on your CV, and make sure you're coining your vocabularies to caption the important keywords in that job description. Get that together and then start searching for jobs. Use LinkedIn, get networks, get friends, get people, know people in different places. Go for networking events, go for conferences, meet people, let people know what you're doing. And if you've got a professional space like LinkedIn, you should add value to your audience. Get some indelible landmarks on LinkedIn, share knowledge, let people know that you're credible, let people know that you have a drive to learn and you have a drive to develop other people around you. That makes you a thought leader in your space. So, all of this put together can really help you improve your chances in becoming better and get that dream job that you're pursuing.
Yes, yes. Okay. It seems like your cover letter was too long because you had so many things in your cover letter. How many pages you had? Only one? Because I live in United States and employer doesn't like to have many pages, either cover letter or CV. Okay.
Yeah, so for my cover letter, it wasn't very long.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's how you structure your cover letter as well.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been in a situation where you see a very long text and you just keep reading? You don't even realize that it was that long until you're done and you're like, wow, I didn't realize I can read this long text. You know, if it is captivating enough and it is actually hitting the nail on the head, then the length shouldn't be more than a page and a half.
A page and a half.
In a bid to make it one page, I see some people reduce and shrink the fonts. You put it to font size 8. That's a bad thing to do. You should maintain between 10 and 12 and
Mm-hmm.
then keep it between a page and a half and do proper paragraphing, because some people, in a bid to limit how many pages, they just lump size everything together. There's no space. So there's an essence of leaving white spaces in your cover letter, in any letter at all, essays. In your cover letter, make sure there are proper paragraphs, there are segmentations so that your readers can follow through and read through what you've put together. So a page is fine. For me, it was just a page and some line on the second page. Yeah.
That's great. So it means you can put all the important things, and I'm encouraging people who are here to go and check your YouTube channel because you have everything needed to know about cover letter, to know about CV, because this is very important, and these have helped Joshua to get a job in UK from Nigeria. Okay, so let's move on the power of networking. You share about you share about the power of networking. You mentioned about LinkedIn. You emphasized how people might go out there to start sharing what they know. I have visited your LinkedIn. You have shared everything you know. I believe you don't left anything behind. If you know something, you share it because it seems like you believe in power of networking, obviously, as you mentioned, but also the internet to post things on LinkedIn, or also you mentioned how you can attend some meetings. I
Yeah.
also emphasize people, if you go to the meeting, try to share what you know. Okay, so please go ahead and share with us the power of networking and how can help you to get a job.
Yeah. Basically, you said it all. Networking really is powerful. It can help you in several ways. Aside from even getting a job, it can help you keep a job, right? So even in your workplace, you need to still network and meet people. But
Mhm.
to start off with, LinkedIn is a very good opportunity, a good platform to meet people, professionals, and have them in your network. So if you are not able to keep chatting, because I'll assume you have over 1,000 people on LinkedIn and you can't be chatting with everyone, what you can do instead is to post content that are relevant to your professional career, to your professional development, and is useful for your audience as well. So
Mhm.
that way you are keeping your network informed of your progress, one, because they are seeing how you are progressing with all your posts and evolving over time. Two, you are also sharing what you know with them. You are adding value to them because when they look at your post, you get some impressions on your post and you realize how many people are actually looking at what you're posting, right? Sometimes we try to measure our visibility by number of likes. Not everybody likes your post, but they may just open it and read it. So look out for impression. How many people have viewed your post, and try to keep the momentum. If you see posts that are very helpful and impactful, you can like, reshare, and comment on those posts. That's another way of boosting your visibility, because if you've got somebody that's influential and they've made a post, you can go there and comment. Remember, there are other influential people looking at those people's posts so they can see your comments. And once it's an intelligent comment, yeah, you can pick someone interest that would want to reach out to you or go to your profile and also see your post. So it would be a bad thing to just be commenting intelligently, and when they come to your profile, they can't see anything intelligent. So it should be that you're commenting on other people's posts, but
Mhm.
also having unique, legitimate, and intelligent posts on your own page, so that when they do come there, they can find something interesting that they would reach out to you about. So, yeah, networking is very important. The last thing is you should be able to go for conferences, events where you can meet people in real life and make proper connection and let people know how much value you can add to them. I see the mistake many people do is that you try to find what value others can add to you. You should do it from yourself
Mhm.
out, not from out inwards, right? So you should be the one to project how you can help, looking for ways to help those people to add value to them, rather than looking for what can they give me, what can they do for me, and all of that. That's a bad mentality, which will not help you if you're building network.
Yeah, exactly. Because even if maybe in your cover letter, I heard the things you shared, like you have to put the things which you can help the company, not like, okay, begging kind of job. I'm here, I don't have a job, that's why I want to join you. You have to
Yeah,
put the material that showing them that the things you want to help them. If you meet
absolutely.
people, maybe as you said on conferences, you can do the same. But also, I really thank you for opening us to give us that a little bit of secret. If you can go to your related field, connect people, and also start commenting in their, if they have shared something which you might share something powerful, and then they will look for you and they will know who you are, thereby you will connect. Okay, that's really great, Joshua. I have another one question. I normally ask myself, if company give you an interview and ask you, let's say, okay, you are from Nigeria and you want to join us in UK, and why? If they ask you why, let's say you had a job in Nigeria and you want to join them in Canada, and what can you answer them? Like, okay, you have a job and you are saying that everything you are looking for, it is in that company. Maybe you are working for the same thing that we are working. What pushed you to search maybe a job in UK or something like that? Because the
Yeah.
company, most of the time, they like to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the fundamental things you should be clear on. That is purpose, what motivates you, right?
Yes, yes.
So it's a matter of expressing exactly how you feel. For me, it was like I needed the next challenge. Aside from needing a challenge, I needed to be able to make impact on a global scale, because I know what my company is doing in global health, and I
Mhm.
realize how important that is. I know how it has affected us, especially being from Africa, where people have died from very trivial diseases, right? And you have a company that is now you have a company that is now putting in their best to sort of improve global health. I
Mhm.
mean, what other cause can I pursue rather than that? I feel that this is the perfect avenue for me to be able to make impact on that global scale, because where I am feels somewhat limiting and I want to expand my horizon. I want to expand my scope. And I know that I have the competence to be able to join that bandwagon and fight against diseases that is killing people in Africa. So that's my own motivation. So you should be able to know and express what drives you, what motivates you. You can't say you're going there because of the money, because at every point you get a need for more money. People cannot get over satisfied with money. So even if you get a lot of raise, you need more. But
Mhm.
what can keep you going is your motivation, what gets you out of bed. I go to work every day knowing that every work I'm doing is a fight against infectious diseases in Africa. And that is my motivation. If I had a company doing that in Nigeria on a global scale, then I would have considered it. But there was none that I could apply to or go to. But this is an opportunity for me to work with people, world class researchers, world class people, and do something on a global scale that impacts healthcare. That's the major reason why I'm pursued for it. So yeah, you just need to find your purpose, your motivation, and use that as your major reason to pursue for the job wherever you're pursuing it.
Okay, thank you so much, Joshua. That's really powerful, and it will give us idea how we'll be answering that question. Also, I have another question. What are the things you heard in terms of qualification, in terms of certification? Because some people say that you have to have, maybe if you are in finance, you have to have CPA. If you have your TOEFL or IELTS, everything like kind of certification. What are the other certification you had exit in your seeking for you to learn this job? You know.
Yeah, I think I had certifications, but they were not the prerequisites to getting the job.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The job does not tell you you need to have like. So I said I was Scrum certified, but the job doesn't say you need to be certified by Scrum to get the job. You need to just have the experience, have the drive, the proper behavioral attributes to be able to get the job. Attributes like continuous learning, transferable skills, knowing how to improve processes and all that, working with stakeholders, knowing the job for a fact and being able to deliver, right? So if you've got those, certifications are just going to add credibility to you. They do not, you have a lot of people that are certified but do not really know what they are doing, to be honest. And I'm sorry. But there are people like that, you would agree with me. There are people that have CPA in finance that are not as competent as some people that don't have it. But what that tells, if you have a certificate, is that you have a drive for continuous learning. Because for you to have a certificate, you had to read. And for you to read, it means you are willing to learn. So certifications really help you, but they are not the definitive factor to get you the job. So what I would say for you to do is, if you can get certifications, fine, but make sure that you are understanding and putting all your learnings to context. Because at the end of the day, they would only hire you for what you can bring to the company. So if your certification cannot translate into value that would add something to the company, then I'm sorry, despite your certifications, they will pick somebody that is less certified than you, but knows the job and is willing to add value more than you. So yeah, I did not have any core certification aside from my BSc from Nigeria, and yeah, I didn't even write the IELTS or anything. I was able to prove my proficiency in English and other things through other means. But when I got into the job, I started taking some um, proper certification like the Scrum.org Product Owner, Scrum Master certificate, and all that. But before then, I was just doing some random, but related to my field certification, online courses and the likes, just to boost my knowledge and expand my understanding on the job. So yeah, you can just learn, just keep learning. Don't focus too much on certification. Keep learning and transferring those skills to add value
Okay,
to your
so
employer.
that's great, Joshua. So you didn't even have a IELTS. That's really interesting. Okay. So Joshua, I'm not gonna take your time because I know you have a lot in your schedule. I'm gonna let you to go to prepare for your podcast. Yes, we had you today. If we have some question, we'll get back to you, and I believe you will give us another chance, right?
Hopefully, and of course, you can always reach me on LinkedIn
No
if
problem with that, actually. Yeah. So thank you, Joshua. If you can go ahead and remind our audience where they can find you, and either on your podcast, YouTube, or LinkedIn, or if they have any question, they will write on this video in the comment. But also, they can reach you on your social medias. Yeah.
yeah, so you can reach me definitely through LinkedIn.
All
My name already says Joshua Matthew,
right.
and then you can reach my content on YouTube. on Joshiverse.
Mhm.
So I would share the link, like I said earlier, with Delphine, and she would put it in the description of this video. So you can just click on it and see some of the interesting things I've talked about and will be talking about on my YouTube channel. Other than that, I would look out for the comments, and if there's anything that I can answer, I will definitely come there to answer it.
Yeah, this is our today's session, guys. I hope you will enjoy this video experience in job in UK. Keep finding, keep seeking that job. In one day you will get yours, okay? So this is our motivation. This is how why we are here to
Yeah.
motivate you, to give you things that okay, the things is possible. People like you who didn't even have much in terms of certification or degrees in terms of PhD or anything, they got a job. And you, as you can see, last week we had a session and today we have another one from UK. So guys, keep seeking and I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you for joining us as always. Blessing. Bye bye. All right.
Bye.
Okay, bye.